In today's episode, we're going to be talking about shit happens. What to do when you're having an off day.
Correct.
Correct. Oh, wow. What a shitty intro.
It's okay. Shit happens.
Yeah.
Can we start that again?
Sure.
I haven't even said anything. The first thing that came out of my mouth was,
Whoa, man, you just ran through a big pile of dog shit!
It happens.
What, shit?
Sometimes.
recording. Sire.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Brave Bud TV. This is the place to be for bite-sized actions to get super badass results with your mindset and productivity. Today, I am joined by my trusty sidekick, Janelle.
Hi!
She is going to be helping me out with this episode, which is called Shit Happens. What to do when you're having an off day.
Yep.
It's going to be all about those days that maybe you wake up and your headspace isn't quite right. Maybe your body aches. Maybe you just got to reverse the shit cycle that is going on in your life. We have 5 different scenarios that typically cause off days for most people. We're going to talk about those. And then we have 5 simple bite-sized actions that we'll get into that will help slowly turn around your day to make it a little bit less of a shitty one.
That sounds really nice.
Let's get going.
That didn't sound for shit, did it?
Listen, I've got to give a clue here now. I don't want any more bullshit anytime during the day from anyone. That includes me. It's going to be very hot. It's going to be very uncomfortable for everybody.
All right, so our first scenario for why you might be having an off day, I like to call having shit for brains.
The definition of shit for brains is as following. This is when your brain doesn't seem to be operating as normal. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep, your body is sore, and therefore is completely stopping your brain from working properly. You woke up and even after your morning coffee, you still feel like there's just no 2 shits to give today.
I guess my mind is going again.
My body is dismembered from my mind completely. Which is pretty average with me, but...
The bite-sized action to help with warming up your shit for brains is called warm up your shit for brains.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's profound.
Yeah, clearly I haven't practiced any of my lines.
I gotta read it again because my mind is just a piece of shit this morning.
Take 2. The bite-sized action for you for this scenario, if you're suffering from shit for brains right now, is to warm up your shit for brains. Let me explain it in a little bit more detail for you. Usually what happens is maybe our body is feeling a little bit off, we're maybe feeling a little bit sore, our mind isn't quite in the mode, maybe our coffee isn't quite doing it for us. Well, what you can usually do is create a few simple bite-sized warm-up routines for some of the key actions that you have to do in your day to kind of just get things going, get the body working in the right order. So for example, last year we both did this workout program called P90X3. We did it for 180 days straight, and there were definitely moments where we were unbelievably sore and didn't feel whatsoever like working out. But what we kind of got our minds wrapped around was just focusing on doing the stretch and the warm-up for those exercises. So we'd feel like crap. We would start doing the warm-up. We'd get into our workout gear and then do some of the stretches. And then we found that when we were 5 minutes in already, we just naturally just completed them. We felt a little bit better after the warm-up. And then we were just like, you know what? We're already in the midst of this. Let's just finish the exercise.
Do you believe any of that shit?
The same thing can go for, say you're a writer, you need to write something for school or for work. Well, usually what I do, and including with this episode, is I wrote some key points. I kind of just started off with a warm-up of just doing some bullet points to start off with, taking my ideas, putting them down on paper. And I said to myself, you know what, I'm just going to spend 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and do a little warm-up of just throwing some bullet points down and just start the writing process. And then I found that things just started to kind of flow, and I got into it even though I felt like total shit. I warmed up my shit for brains, and the rest is history. This episode was written the way it's been written.
That's so inspiring. Nothing like warm shit instead of cold shit. Cut.
The second situation
The second scenario.
for today that you might be going through that is causing an off day for you, I like to call having a total shit show.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, definition. Shit show. The shit show you're seeing on the news or your social media feed that drags your soul to a breaking point where you feel like slamming your head against a brick wall due to the total dumbassery you're seeing.
That was a hot mess inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck.
That was a shit show.
That does sound like a shit show.
The bite-sized action for having a shit show kind of a day is to change the channel on your shit show.
Shit rag, hot off the presses. Here you go, B.
Thanks, Boner.
The shit rag? Hey, come on, every school's got to have a paper. There's a great op-ed piece in there about not believing everything you read. It's really provocative. As your de facto consigliere, my advice to you is to shut this down immediately.
You're probably subscribed to a bunch of different YouTube channels, hopefully ours, probably following a couple Instagrammers, or maybe you're following a few news outlets through your social media feeds, and you're seeing these on a regular basis. And there are just certain things that they're posting, certain news stories that are coming up that might be throwing off your day. I think we've all been there where we're going through our day and we decide to start scrolling and we're coming across a bunch of stories that are just total shit shows that just piss us right off. And then we get into reading all the comments that people are posting and it becomes an even bigger shit show for us. And it just frustrates you and brings you down. Mm-hmm. So the bite-sized action is to start to change those channels. Just unsubscribe to the ones that are pissing you off, that are causing the shit shows. And I would say spend 5 minutes searching for some channels that are maybe inspirational, that are positive, that actually make you feel good about yourself, that make you feel good about the media that you're consuming. You might also be in a scenario where maybe you just need to detach from all social media and just all that shit for an entire day. That's what we call a dopamine detox, which we're going to talk about in another episode on another day. But it's another great strategy that you can look up and you can take to just step away from it for a day. Social media can be something that is really inspirational and positive for you if you're following the right channels. Mm-hmm. So change the channel on your shit show.
And subscribe to ours while you're at it.
Which hopefully you don't think is a total shit show.
Not to be crass, but this sucked ass. This was a shit show.
All right, on to scenario number 3 for why you might be having an off day today. You could be going through what we call a total shitstorm.
Shitstorms! When you get sucked into someone else's shitstorm of problems, their never-ending Category 7 swirl of shit just pisses you right off and wears you down until you feel like hiding out for the rest of your life in a bunker eating brown beans.
Wow.
I didn't write that.
Yeah, that was me. I think we've all been there where we've been going through a total Category 7 shitstorm, or maybe we're sideswiped by one that we don't even expect. You know, we haven't looked at the shitstorm weather forecast for the week ahead, and a lot of the times you can't even plan for some of the shitstorms that are going to hit you. These are those, those one-off situations. Maybe it's somebody who comes to you with a problem that you never expected, and they expect your full attention, all of your energy to be directly on them. So that brings me to this bite-sized action, which is going to help, which is called calm the shitstorm.
The Army evacuated everybody. Evacuated? A big military train derailed, and this whole area is in danger of being contaminated by a huge cloud of shit. A huge cloud of shit? Wow. God, I think I smell it. Come on, let's go. Come on, Mr. Munson. Claudia?
I like to say in a previous job that I had that I was like the chief executive shitstorm officer. I was in an HR role for a very long time, an HR manager, and so all the shitstorms you could possibly imagine all came to me to solve and work with those people and try to understand their shitstorm and what was going on, and it was my job to calm the shitstorm down. So for this bite-sized action, I think it's first and foremost important for you to assess, do I, 1, completely avoid the shitstorm altogether, or do I jump right into the eye of the shitstorm and battle this thing? What I mean by that, in more serious terms, is there are some people in your life who are toxic, who maybe drag you down, who drag you into things that you shouldn't even really be a part of. Or maybe you're the kind of person who is a total superhero and you are going out trying to be a part of all these different battles, all these different shitstorms. You see something on the horizon and you're there. You're a lifesaver. You want to help everyone. Well, it's important that you choose your battles wisely. Fight the fights that are worth fighting. There are some relationships that you need to move out in your life that are totally toxic and aren't worth your damn time because they're not life-giving to you as well. And then there are others. These are the people who are most important to you. They are what we call your League of Extraordinary ass-kicking people. These are the people that you need to be jumping right into the eye of the shitstorm and be there for them. So for this bite-sized action to calm the shitstorm down, I just have a few simple techniques that I've used throughout my career that help with any shitstorm that somebody might be going through. So first and foremost, it's important that you are there to listen and understand what is going on. You're letting them speak probably 90 to 95% of the time and share what is going on with their shitstorm. And all you're doing is just asking questions to probe and kind of find out more and let them open up and let them talk. And then you're there to reassure them that, hey, I got your back for this one. I got your backside. I'm here for you and we'll get through this together. You're reassuring them and giving them the belief that we can do this together. And then what you're just simply doing is continuing to ask them questions to help them through the shitstorm. You might know the answer and you might have a ton of different recommendations and things that you think that they should do, but in the eye of the shitstorm, right at the beginning of that shitstorm, they don't want to hear all those different resolutions that you have. They first just want somebody to talk to, that they can do most of the speaking and share what's going on. And then you're there just to ask them additional questions to help them figure out the answer rather than giving them all the answers. So those are just a few techniques to kind of help in the beginning to calm that shitstorm down. Onto our fourth scenario for why you might be having an off day, and that is when the shit totally hits the fan.
The shit has hit the fan. You or someone close to you has made a mistake and the shit has literally splattered all over your nice new jeans. There's nothing you can do to seem to calm the situation down, and it just seems like your jeans will be shit-stained forever.
And nobody likes shit-stained jeans forever.
What happened, Ted? What went wrong?
The oil pressure. I forgot to check the oil pressure. When Kramer hears about this, the shit's gonna hit the fan.
That's just a visual. That's a visual.
The bite-sized action for this scenario is to clean up all shit stains with equal parts shit happens, plus soak your shit stains overnight.
Wow.
So let me explain in a little bit more detail for you. Even though you might not want in-depth details about this, but the reality is we all make mistakes. And sometimes you throw your shit up in the air, hoping. So we all have scenarios where we throw our shit up in the air, hoping that it's gonna stick, and then we forget that there is a ceiling fan right above our heads. And that's when the shit totally hits the fan. It's a mistake, it's something where you failed, and it completely throws off your day and makes it into a total off day, which can turn into a couple of off days. What's important to understand is that, hey, shit happens, mistakes happen, failure happens. The quicker that you go about cleaning up the shit, the quicker you'll be able to move forward from this mistake or this failure. The reality is sometimes you need to wait until overnight. A lot of stuff does blow over. You make a mistake, something happens, and that's okay. Shit happens, and in the morning, things will be better. But the key here is that a lot of the times people will make mistakes and they're just gonna let that sit. They're gonna try to avoid addressing it. They're gonna avoid cleaning up after their shit. And then it just sits around. And what happens when you let shit sit? Right? It rots. And things smell and they only get worse when you don't clean up your shit. So when you make a mistake or you fail, the key to this bite-sized action is to go and clean it up right away. Don't let it sit. Take accountability for what you did, that it was a mistake, that it was a failure, and hey, it's all right. Shit happens. I made a mistake. I'm taking accountability. I'm cleaning it up, and it's going to be okay. I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to throw my shit in the air in the same way. Make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Graphic sense.
Thank you for that very in-depth visual explanation.
Okay.
Want anybody yelling We get anybody yelling around here anymore today, and then the shit is going to hit the fan.
And with that, we're on to scenario number 5 for why you might be having an off day. And this is that you have a total shit sandwich ahead of you to eat. So let me explain that a little bit more. What a shit sandwich is it's all the tasks that you have. They're like the mundane tasks that you have to do in a day. Maybe you don't enjoy them so much. They're not ideal, but they're a part of maybe a bigger goal that you need to do. I'll give you an example, like this video. I love getting in front of the camera and filming videos like this, but I hate actually using social media afterwards and having to promote the videos. So that would be a mundane task that I really don't enjoy, but ultimately it's one of the most important things to get your video out there and to get it seen. So you probably have a similar scenario. You have a bigger goal that you're working towards, but a bunch of mundane, crappy stuff, a bunch of shit sandwiches that are maybe stacked up too high for you. So when your shit sandwich is stacked really high, what that means is you got a bunch of those tasks to do in one day, and you're probably not too interested in doing them, and they're causing you to have an off day because they're not enjoyable tasks.
Hey, V. Pancho, looking good, pal. Who's that? That's the mascot. Oh, it's the mascot?
Yeah.
A sandwich?
Yes.
You're the shit sandwiches.
Yes, we are.
You are taking this way too far.
How so?
So the bite-sized action for you for this scenario is to let your shit sandwich sit. The key to this is that you don't have to get everything done in one day. Some things can be delegated out to other people, or some things can wait until another day. If your shit sandwich is way too big, you're never going to be able to bite into it and finish that shit sandwich all in one day. What I recommend doing is push some stuff off till the next day. Don't push it off too far, because if you let that shit sandwich sit for too many days, then it obviously starts to rot, and it's not going to be a very delicious sandwich to eat a week from now, right?
Why do you think I was making this up as I was going along?
So that is our video for today. We gave you 5 bite-sized actions for 5 different scenarios that could be causing an off day. I really do hope that that helped you and that you can move forward from whatever shitstorm you're going through right now, or whatever shit show you maybe been watching for several days. Maybe the shit has hit the fan, and that is okay. You can move forward past it. You can get through any shitstorm as long as you take some simple bite-sized actions to improve what you're going through.
That was some pretty shitty advice.
Thanks.
In the best way.
All right. I hope you enjoyed our episode. If you did, feel free to uppercut that like button. It helps us get this video in front of more people. Kick that subscribe button and boop that notifications bell. And as always, stay classy, keep the shit to a minimum, and have yourself a super badass day.
Bye.
Did you like that?
Yeah, let's just do one more for,
Okay.
for shits and giggles.
All right. Ready?
Shits and giggles.
I can't think. Something is wrong with me. My mind isn't working enough to do this any better than it is. I was going bananas. My mind is just ready to go completely. Own mind is deteriorating.
And some years later, I heard that fella did come up with a bumper sticker slogan, and he made a lot of money off of it.